drag, the true Khaleesi, first of my name, of the House Edwards, the unburnt, the unclockable, breaker of chains, mother of dragons, and I will forever reign. They came for my kingdom, but they'll never take me down. Tonight, I am so excited to be here because I am amongst a family, I am amongst friends, I am amongst fans of drag. Do we love drag up in here? Yes. And I have to give a very special thank you to all of y'all who have been on my journey with me, who knew me ever since a bitch walked in the door back on season 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Yes. You remember, honey, I came in the door with a dream and no makeup on. I remember standing on the stage, RuPaul said, "You are my top 12 children in the universe." I looked down the aisle like this, really? Me? Okay. Now, if season 2, if you didn't see me there, if you go back and watch anything other than the first episode, you'll miss me. If you remember, I was the first in the door. I was the first to sashay. Okay, don't sound so excited about it. All right, I got it. I remember. But that's all right though, because like a phoenix rising from the ashes, I rose out of a box back on season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race. Hallelujah. 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 That's right, I was back, honey. Spoiler alert, didn't win that either. You know, there were people on that season who kept saying, you know, Shangela does not belong here. She belongs on season 5 or season 8. Well, I showed up on those 2, but I knew after that season of season 3 that even I had work to do on myself. So I didn't give up. I kept going. I kept pushing. I kept working hard. I did shows. I watched tutorials. I got better. And then I got to come back, as Beyonce calls, a grown woman, a professional on RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars season 3. Yes. What'd you say? What? Hold on. Who said I was robbed? Okay, let me lay it together tonight. You know, I'm Shangela. I keep it real. I got to keep it real with y'all tonight, okay? Looking back at All Stars season 3, I was not robbed. Thank you. No, I was not robbed. You're right. I was not robbed. You're right, bitch. I wasn't robbed. I was burglarized. Yes! Burglarized. They took my crown. They took my crown, girl. Oh. As you can see, I have worked through it. Even though the situation still has me a little shook, okay? People have moved on, except me, except us, except tonight, okay? Because tonight, we are going back, okay? We are going back to All Stars season 3. Because since the show, you see, I've been watching a lot of television. I had time. I was watching Law and Order. I was watching CSI. And I was watching shows like How to Get Away with Murder. And in watching these episodes, I figured out that in All Stars season 3, somebody got away with murder. But the question is how? And y'all know I will forever be the Nancy Drew of drag. So tonight, together, we are going back. We're gonna map through All Stars season 3, episode by episode. That's right, tonight I am GPS fish, okay? As a matter of fact, I'm using Waze so that we get the quickest route to the truth, okay? Tonight we are going back to All Stars 3 and we're gonna figure out how somebody got away with murder. All right, everybody, let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna go through this All Stars 3 episode by episode. Now, remember, in All Stars 3 there were 8 episodes, all right? 8 episodes that led to the mystery murder of the century, okay? So, here we go. Now, the first episode was a talent show. Now, we know that in the past, Shangela has struggled with a few things. You know, I didn't always know everything about makeup. However, one thing that a diva has never had a problem with, and that is talent, okay? So they said, Episode 1, Shangela, is going to be a talent show, and you are gonna start it. I said, talent show? Me start it? No problem, baby. Hit it! Sit back, everybody. I got a little story to tell. Y'all know me, a little diva that came in the mail. You saw the boss. Nancy drew a drag, even threw a drink on a bitch. And now I'm back in this party to bring it down like this. Walk the hair, walk the mug, walk the nails, talk my skirt. This is how you steal the show. I'm a pro. I'm a pro. Work. Oh, you thought that was it? Catch the verse. Hold up, wait, let me get this song. Counting me out, but I'm not done. Working my body like boom, boom, clap. If you wanna turn the party, bring Shangela back. Looking for an all-star? That's me. Don't need a sugar daddy, cause I'm what's it mean. Started from the bottom, now I'm so full grown. Came for the crown like Game of Thrones. Ru, is the bus still running? So, you know, in olden days of RuPaul's Drag Race, after you finished your talent number in a talent showcase like that, you would gather your props, you would go to backstage, you would stand in the mirror, look at yourself and think, I know I'm not going home tonight, bitch. However, in newer days of RuPaul's Drag Race, the producers of the show have gotten, how do I say, creative, crafty, shady, okay? And they have decided, you know what's a better idea than to let the divas just go to the back, you know, by themselves and be there. Let's take some chairs, yes. And let's put those chairs on the side of the stage so that when the other divas are performing, we can capture some of their, you know, fabulous, supportive, shady faces, okay? So that's what they did. They took some chairs and they put them on the side of the stage. I know, I do my own stunts too. Yeah. Trixie Mattel got a guitar, but I got a chair, bitch, okay? So, they put the chairs here so they can catch the faces. But you guys have to remember something. You know, I've been to RuPaul's Drag Race, 19 times? Never won, but I learned a few things, okay? And what I learned is that sometimes when the cameras are on you, you have to do what I like to call a TV face. Now, TV face is the face you make when you know the cameras are on you, okay? And remember, a RuPaul's Drag Race, Shangela is a fan first and a contestant second. Okay? That means I've seen every episode, every Untucked, every extra lap. Honey, I got a PhD in DRAG, okay? They put us on the side of the stage, and I'm there. And they say, next up, you know, and they bring the girls out. You know, they have Ben de la Creme, and she's out there doing the tassels, you know, and Thorgy's out there, and she's doing the guitar. No, the violin, right? No. This is definitely a violin, got it. And me, get ready, TV face. Oh. TV, right? Okay. And we kept doing that. Now, sometimes though, when you're doing TV face, something will happen in reality TV that will bring you back to reality, okay? And that, you'll see that not only in the facial expressions, but also the head position of the divas, okay? They'll be like, you know, right here at 12 o'clock, and something happens, and they all of a sudden over here at 3:15, like, whoop. That happened a few times. One of those was when my good sister, Miss Aja, came out. Give it up for Aja, everybody. So Aja comes out, right? And they're like, first up, Aja, and TV. Yay. Yeah, here she comes. Yay. But before she came out, the production team comes out pushing a large black box, like, shh, right? And me. A box? I mean, it's been done, girl. But then they followed it out with a large set of steps, right? Shh, the steps. And I'm like, oh, okay, stairs, that's different. Okay, all right, back to TV. So they say, welcome, Aja. And she comes out and, you know, she's doing the level your pussy up, level your pussy up. And I'm like, yay, go girl, yeah. And then she starts to walk up the stairs. And the higher she went, the more our heads went, you know, it was kind of like, did you ever see the game show Price is Right? You know, and there's a game on there that used to be, there was a little mountain man, right? And he'd be like, yole, 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 yole. You know, and if, you know, when you think that, you know, the washing machine costs like $500, you'd be like, stop, right? So she's going up, yole, yole, level your pussy, yole, 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 level your pussy, level, yole, level your pussy. And we're all like, where is she going? Is she gonna jump from there? You know, because she goes to the edge of the box, and right as she begins to take flight, she jumps from the edge of the box. You saw it, and everybody over here is like, no, bitch. You know, the thing that probably one of Jordan Woods' friends should have done when Tristan was trying to kiss her, you know, no, bitch. You saw. I take full responsibility. So she jumps and we're like, no, and all of our heads are, and then she lands and we're like, ah, but then she got right back up, level your pussy up, and we went right back to TV. Oh, yay, okay, great, right? Another time that it happened is when they said, please welcome our next entertainer, Milk. Now, trust me, initially, I was like, yay, Milk, you know, because it was episode 1. I still like the bitch. So anyhow, so here we go, you know, she's getting ready to come out, and before she comes out, they go, and we're like, yay, and they're like performing her own original song. Because we never heard Milk sing, okay. So she comes out, and you know, they're like, welcome Milk, and as you can see, she falls like this. And we're like, okay, go Milky. And she's doing her song. She's like, you know, touch the fashion, change your life, touch the fashion. Now, at home, as a viewer, that's what y'all hear. Touch the fashion, change your life, touch the fashion. Okay, great. But see, we were sitting right next to her. And you see, for her entertainment, she had also covered, you know, these Velcro dresses, cardboard dresses she had cut out, sprinkled them with glitter, and then Velcroed them onto the pit crew boys that were standing there, okay? So, as she's performing, she goes and rips the dresses off the boys. You hear, touch the fashion, change your life, touch the fashion, change your life, touch the fashion. All we hear was, touch the fashion, change your life, touch the fashion. And all I could think was, oh, Milky's going home tonight. But I was wrong. Morgan McMichaels went to the house, Milk stayed, and we went on to episode number 2, everybody. Episode number 2 was the Divas Challenge. Now, episode 2, and I was very excited because we get assigned the divas when we're still home getting ready to come to the show. And I was very thrilled to find out that I was going to be performing one of my favorite divas, the elusive chanteuse herself, the one and only Miss Mariah Carey. Oh, yes, but before I give you how it went on stage, I gotta tell you what happened backstage. Is that all right? Oh, good. Okay. So here's how it went down. You see, before we even come to the stage, we get a wonderful rehearsal with the one and only dancer, choreographer, great talent, Mr. Todrick Hall. Give it up for Todrick, everybody. Yes. So Todrick, is on this main stage, and they have us all out of drag, and we are going to be going on stage to perform with Todrick. Out of drag, to do the rehearsal. So everyone lines up backstage out of drag, and we're all there waiting before they send us on. Now, remember, when I came back to RuPaul's Drag Race, number one, I wanted to come back. I wanted to represent for my fans that it does not matter where you start on any particular journey. As long as you keep going and don't give up, you can always come back and be a winner, okay? But I also came back to have some fun. You see, because in Drag Race Season 2, I was just happy to be there, even for 2 days. And then on Drag Race Season 3, I was working so hard because Ru had brought me back, and I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to let him down, and people were calling me Booger, and I was like checking my nose to see what was going on. I didn't see nothing, so I was confused. So when I came back to All Stars, I knew that I wanted to have some fun. And one way you do it is by being Mariah Carey, okay? So here we are lined up in the back. And they say, okay, on 3, the production's there. He's like, on 3, you're gonna go out and rehearse with Todrick. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go, go. So everybody goes, except me. You see, for that day, even out of drag, I had decided to be extra. Silky nutmeg ganache kind of extra, okay? Mariah Carey, the diva extra. So I put on the large, dark sunglasses, the 6-inch stiletto pumps, and a black robe with faux fur around the collar, okay? Now, it was faux fur. Make a note of that because I don't want the PETA people coming after me like they did Asia with them damn butterflies, okay? Did y'all see Asia and the butterflies? The funniest thing was I was thinking when I saw it, oh, damn. Now Mariah Carey will never be a judge on Drag Race. This woman is dancing on dead butterflies. What? So here we go. I'm in the back, and I'm like, okay. So the production tells everyone go. Everyone goes, except me. And he goes, Shangela, that's you too, baby. Go, go. And I looked at him and I said, And he looked at me, he goes, no, you have to go, you have to go. And I said, And he goes, she won't go, she won't go. So he comes back, he's like, they're saying you have to go, you have to go. And I said, So finally, when Mariah Carey was ready, I took a large breath and then proceeded to step out onto the runway in the middle of the rehearsal in front of the other divas and say to Todrick, I'm ready. Yes. So of course the other girls were like, what? Drama. And everybody gave me a strange look, including my good sister, Miss Bibi Zahara Benet. Bibi proceeded to say, Shangela, why are you being such a diva? I know BB calling me a diva, right? So I was like, shh. She's like, oh my God, you're a diva. So then Todrick says, okay, now that Mariah's here, where are all my dancers? Who are my dancers? Now, I want y'all to listen to me closely, okay? In RuPaul's Drag Race, remember, Shangela is a fan first and a contestant second. A contestant second, which means I see a setup coming. You see, when any choreographer asks you on Drag Race during a challenge, who are my professional anything? If you say me, honey, get ready, because you're getting all the kicks, twirls, drops, dances, you're getting the hard choreography. And so, he says it, and now y'all know I like to dance. But, so Todrick says, then where are my dancers? Well, of course, Kennedy's the first one to pipe up, and she says, I'm a dancer. What I am, hell. So Todrick goes, okay, Janet Jackson, great, you're my first dancer, good. Any more dancers? I need one more dancers, okay? He's looking around, me, BB. Shangela, aren't you a dancer? I said, will you shut up, please? Oh my God, that diva, oh my God, right? So Todrick says, any more dancers? And finally Ben, sweet Ben pipes up and she's like, well, I'm a dancer. And he's like, okay, Julie Andrews, you're my other dancer. And you saw the challenge, okay? When we got to the final choreography, Janet Jackson, had kick, split, twirl, cartwheel, drop, all that. Ben de la Creme had, body like wow, pussy about to end this drought. Titties so plentiful, fish queen, Jezebel should be criminal, don't make sense for a bitch to be this endowed. What did Mariah Carey have? Happy New Year, everybody. Ta-da, still got it, right? Okay? Because look, I like to perform and all that too, but the name of All Stars is to make it to the finale. And remember, I've been a Drag Race, 917 times. Never made it to a finale, so I was like, zip. And guess what? Mariah Carey won the challenge and went on to episode number 3, okay? So we're doing good. Episode 1, 2, we're in the top, we're doing good. Episode 3 was the Bachelor Challenge. Now, some of you saw it, it was kind of uneventful. Chi-Chi and I, we were a polyamorous lesbian duo, okay? You saw the episode. I was in a hot tub, went under the water. Chi-Chi put a man's toe in the mouth, ta-da. Pretty uneventful, but the runway for that particular episode they said, do something, wear something that represents where you're from. Well, I've always been a proud country diva from the cornfields of Paris, Texas, yes. Thank you. It's the loudest applause Paris, Texas has ever gotten. Thank you. But so I decided to do something that was, from the heart of Shangela. So I came out, I was not only inside of a corn stalk with a corn dress on and a corn wig. When I pulled that wig off, I gave birth to my new favorite friend, Miss Cornacia, everybody. The other girls were very upset, though. They saw that wig and they said, how dare you come down the runway with an edible wig on? That's not right, that's not fair. But let me tell you something about Cornacia. She has gone on in this world to find herself on some of the most fashion-forward divas' heads that there are, right? Oh, yes. But we went on from that to episode number 4, all right? So episode number 4 was the Snatch Game. Now, the Snatch Game, people wait for all season long. They love the Snatch Game. And I was very excited because the first, person that I wanted to represent was one of my favorite divas from TV that I had seen. I was like, oh, I can do this character. Her name was Miss Cleo. Yeah. Now, some of you may remember Miss Cleo. She was a telephone tarot card reader. She would tell you the future for just the low, low price of $75. She was from the islands and she had a Jamaican accent. So I was very excited to represent Miss Cleo. I had my cards, I was gonna read, I had candles, tarot, I was ready. So before we do the actual challenge, Rupaul comes around the workroom. He comes into the room and he goes around to do a quality check-in on the girls, okay? So RuPaul comes in, and you'll notice when RuPaul comes in the room and she's like, hello, hello, hello. Okay, I know it wasn't a very good RuPaul. I learned it from Trixie. So, so RuPaul comes in, and you'll notice, when RuPaul comes around to the table, always the girls look like they're surprised. They're, oh, hey, surprised to see Ru in the room. Like you didn't see a 6'5" black drag queen walk into the room, okay? No. So RuPaul comes around to each person's station to check in on you. And you'll notice that, we have to always be doing something, preoccupying us. People just make things up, You'll notice people just start ironing the table. Hey, not even on. So Ru comes into the room, and he comes around to my station. And he says, Shangela. And I'm like, oh, hey, I didn't see that. Just like braiding a trash bag or something, I didn't know you were coming. So Ru goes, oh, well, I see tarot cards. I see candles. Are you doing Miss Cleo? And I'm like, And he's like, oh, she was from the islands. Why don't you give me a little of her accent? I said, sure. And in my best Jamaican, I said, call me now for your free psychic reading. And you see, RuPaul started laughing like you. And I was wondering why, because I hadn't told a joke, you see. So I'm like, So if RuPaul looks at me and says, now, are you supposed to be Jamaican or Irish? Now, if RuPaul basically laughs in your face, and you didn't mean for RuPaul to laugh in your face, you might want to go back to the drawing board on the character. So I decided, you know what? I'm not going to do Miss Cleo. I got another one in the bag. I'm going to pull out one of my favorite people in Hollywood, a diva that I've looked up to forever, my friend, my mentor, who I also just went to the Oscars with, Miss Jennifer Lewis, everybody. Yes, I was going to give them Jennifer Lewis, honey. So I changed and did my Jennifer. In the interim, I decided, okay, I got Jennifer down. Let me, go around the workroom and do a quality check-in on the other divas. I'm sweet. So I start walking around. I go around to Chi-Chi. I'm like, hey, Chi-Chi. She's like, hey. And I'm like, Chi-Chi, who are you doing for the Snatch Game? And she was like, oh, I'm doing Maya Angelou. I said, okay, got the voice down. Should have asked if she knew how to spell it. Yeah, she wrote M-Y-A. No. For that. After her, I said, all right. So I kept on going, right? I'm checking around. I see my homegirl, Trix. I said, hey, Trix. She said, hey. I said, Trixie, who are you doing for the Snatch Game? She said, oh, I'm doing RuPaul. I said, oh, well, people have done RuPaul in the past. Are you sure you want to do that, sister? She was like, oh, of course. On the internet, they tell me it's hilarious. I blame y'all. So here we go. So Trixie says she's doing RuPaul. So I'm like, okay, that's good. Work it out, sister. It's my homegirl. So I start walking, leaving, but I'm checking around. Nancy Drew. And I'm going through her station, and I'm looking, and I see a Post-it note on the wall. And the note says, fuck this shady fucking bitch, Shangela. So I'm like, oh, and I'm like, Trix, and it was a note from Thorgy that Thorgy had left, and Trix had hung it up. So we, we're like, I don't think this is right. And she was like, I'm sorry, I like those people. And I'm like, oh, no. So we had a little spat, but then we said, you know what? Let's talk it out, let's squash it. So we did, and went on into the challenge. Now we go to the challenge for the Snatch Game, and I'm sitting there on the front row, Jennifer Lewis, and Trixie's behind me, and the moment that I knew that things may not go her way is when RuPaul said, and up next, RuPaul is here. And she stood up looking gorgeous and said, buy my album, Amen. Now available, winner, winner, chicken. Yeah, y'all should have helped her that day too. And you know how when you see it at home, you get all the sound effects and everything, and we don't get that on set. But I could have sworn, right after she finished, all I heard was, so we get to the finale part. And you know, things had not gone her way. And Ben de la Creme and I had ended up in the top. And Trixie and Chi-Chi and Kennedy were all in the bottom 3. So they're standing there together on stage. And because, you know, Ben and I both tied in the lip sync, Ben got to choose someone to send home, and then it was my turn. Now, truth be told, that Trixie and I, we'd had drama earlier that day, and she thought, oh, she's sending me home. And she was very emotional about it. But let me tell y'all something right now. In that particular moment, I did not plan to send Trixie Mattel home, okay? Because let me tell you how All Stars works. In All Stars, it's not only about your performance, it's also about what alliances you make in this game. Because there will be a day when you're not on top and you have made a friend. You have to make someone a friend, an alliance who can keep you, okay? An alliance, if you want to rule the 7 kingdoms and be the queen of the throne, you know, on the Iron Throne, Game of Thrones reference, thank you for y'all. Yes, then you want to make good alliances. You better have a friend. You better have someone that you've loaned a tank top to or gave $10,000 on PayPal, okay? So that you can make it to the top. So I knew that she's a great contestant. I was not going to send her home, okay? However, I told y'all I came back to Rupaul's Drag Race to have some fun, right? Yeah, so here comes drama. So I'm standing over here, and I had the lipstick up in the bra titty. Right here. And Rupaul says to me, Shangela, with great power comes great responsibility. Yeah, and as you notice, when she's talking, that face don't move, okay? Now, that's not because she had any plastic surgery. No. That's because what y'all don't see is there are 6 people with strings standing behind her holding the face together. You should have seen the day that she started laughing when they were doing the Miss Vanjie thing, you know? And she was like, Michelle, you better stop it. Honey, the people behind her were like, why is she laughing? She never does that. What's happening? Hold on. And so, we get here and RuPaul says to me, responsibility. Who have you chosen to send home? And I say to her, drama. Well, Ru, the person that I have chosen to send home tonight, and in this moment, you know, Trixie thinks, oh, it's me. So she's over here like this, already starting to cry. And I don't like to see nobody cry, but I wasn't seeing the tears, you know, because I couldn't see them. They were coming, but, you know, this bitch wore like 95 pairs of eyelashes on the top and bottom. So the tear couldn't just drop out. It had to go on a journey through the lashes, you know, like. Just around the river bend, you know. So she's like, and I'm going, Ru, the person I've chosen to send home, outside of this show, she's done very well. She has a television show with her best friend, Katya. Outside of drag, she's a bald-headed bitch. And Trixie. At this point, so that the tears don't ruin the lashes, she has now leaned over and the tears are just dropping directly out of her eye onto the ground. She's got the whole Hudson River just down here in front of her, bitch. If you notice, she's turned around and waving goodbye to the girl. Bye. Bye. Me. Her name rhymes with Mixie Cattell. The person I've chosen to send home is Chi-Chi DeVane. What? And just like that, honey, the tears soaked up back into Trixie's eyes. She came over, hugged me, and we went on to episode number 5. Everybody? Yes. So we still doing good, episode 5. And now episode 5 was the sewing challenge, okay? And then we went on to episode number 6. Y'all don't gotta do me like that. Fine. We'll talk about it briefly, okay? Now, I knew, and people have said, honey, even Stevie Wonder could see, if Shangela was coming back, a sewing challenge was gonna be there. And I tried. Trust me, before I went to Drag Race, I said, I'm gonna learn to sew. You know, because I was getting messages from my fans online. Shangela, we believe in you. When you go back, mama, please don't mess up the sewing challenge. Dear Shangela, I love you so much. Please do well in the sewing challenge. I got one message that said, Dear Shangela, if you mess up this challenge, I will come to your house and cut up your wigs. Love, Bianca Del Rio. What? So I tried, y'all, I hired one of the best teachers in the business. Trust me, if you want to get a job done, okay, if you want to learn something right, you hire you a lesbian, okay? I hired a lesbian, because the lesbians, they have, you know, discipline and ready. And she came, her name was Miss Justine. Justine came to my house. Justine came, you know, she had a sewing machine, she had a measuring tape, she had a hammer. I don't know why. Anyhow, she showed up and she was like, it is my mission to teach you to sew. And I was like, aye, Justine, I'm gonna learn. And Justine sat there with me for 3 weeks. And I think Justine was so frustrated by the end of the 3 weeks. Cause you know, anybody in here sew? No. None of y'all, these are my people, bitch, yes! Well, let me tell you how you try. Trust me, there's a lot more. On television, they make it look really easy. They make it like scissors, fabric, garment. Yay! No, not like that. You have to cut things, you have to staple, you have to pin, you have to, you know, as you can see, I didn't pay much attention. It was, you know. And so by the end of it, Justine was so frustrated. I went to sleep one night with 2 pieces of fabric. I woke up the next day, fully done gown. And she tried to convince me I did it. I was like, I don't think I did that. She's like, yes, you did. Can I get my check, please? So, Justine left and I went to Drag Race. And as you can see, it didn't work out well for me. But I thought, okay, the challenge is a disco challenge. Create a look with disco. Okay, and I thought, okay, I got this little, you know, shimmery thing, fringe. Okay, that's nice. But I didn't have enough to cover my whole, you know, body. So I thought, what do I do? What's disco? I know, records. Records are disco. And not just one record, I'm gonna put lots of records, yes. So I put 3 big records right over top of the costume. So, you know, you couldn't see that it was just, you know, fringe and bra and panties, you know? So I said, records, yes. And then I thought, you know what's more disco? A record on your head, bitch. Yes. Put a record on your head, that's disco. So I did. I took some hot glue and I did a stretchy band and I put that record up on my head. I said, that's fish, that's wonderful. So we're standing in the back, right? And we're getting ready to go on. Now the production team, you know, great production. They are so creative and crafty and shady, you know. They decided, you know what would be a good idea for this runway? Let's have the drag queens climb up on this large plastic horse. Climb on the horse, we're gonna slide them in the back, and then they're gonna jump off the horse and walk the runway. Disco. Okay, sit on a horse, okay, all right. I mean, if they paid attention, some of the girls are already sitting on a horse, if you know what I mean. So anyhow, I know, right? So, I'm in the back, record ready, and first in front of me is BB Zahara Benet. And I knew when BB goes out there, I got like 45 minutes before it's my turn, okay? Because BB walked the runway like this. Mother. So I'm standing back waiting on BB. She's on her way back, and I'm getting ready to go on. And all of a sudden, the hot glue that I had glued the record to my little headband with pops. And the record falls on the ground. And I'm like, oh, no! Because, you know, that made the look, right? So I tell the production assistant who's there with me, I said, baby, please, Raina, please, go to the back, please, and give me the hot glue gun. Hurry, hurry. So she's like, hot glue? Yeah, girl, it's me, Shangela, hot glue. Hurry, girl. So she goes, she brings back the gun really fast, and I take the gun, and I take the glue, smear it on the record, right? And they say, next up, and I'm like, oh. Some of you know that when you take hot glue and smear it all over something, it doesn't just glue to the little headband that you have. No, I hot glued that record right onto my damn forehead. Just like this. And they said, next up, Shangela. And I was like, no. But up on the horse I went, slide in, and then I said, and proceeded to walk the runway. Now, I tried when I was going this way to go, hi, hey, woo. But when I had to turn to go this way, it just looked like this. And I was thinking, oh no, Michelle, no. Bye. Okay. And then they call us back out to be judged. And you know, under the record, I can feel Michelle Visage staring at me, right? Because she's sitting there, you know Michelle, she's like, And you know Michelle, just titties all over the desk, right? Just all over the desk. Just all the way down in front of Ross Matthews, just titties everywhere, right? And she goes, Shangela. Yes. You know, right? Yes. And then she says to Rue, that's it, she knows, I'm good. We went on to episode number 6. Now, episode number 6 of the All-Stars 3 was the girl group challenge, okay? Oh, yes, you remember. So the girl group challenge, we were all very excited because, see, they were going to give us a song of Rupaul's. They gave us the instrumental version. Now, before I get there, let me tell you, this was the episode when the eliminated queens came back the first time, okay? Now, eliminated queens come back, and they came back with a vengeance. They come in, they were like, and then it was over. So, the queens come in and we'll get divided into 2 groups. There's the eliminated queens group and there is the remaining queens group, okay? And then they give us each a recorder. And in the recorder, the little iPod, they have music in it that's instrumental. It's a Rupaul original song. And there are 5 parts in the song. And they say, ladies, what we want you to do is take this recorder home tonight, listen to it. Write a verse. There are 5 parts in the song. Pick one, anyone you like. Write a verse to it, come back tomorrow, get in your group, and decide who's gonna do what part, okay? Now, remember, Shangela, RuPaul's Drag Race fan first, contestant? Second. So, I know this is a setup. You see, what happens is the girls go home, you listen to it, and you go, ooh, I like part number 3. And you write your little rap to part number 3. You come back the next day, get in your group, and find out that everyone in your group has chosen part number 3. And then y'all are, and then it's over, right? I didn't want that to happen. So I went home and, honey, I wrote a part to every part in the song, okay? I was prepared, I was ready. So we come back the next day, we get in our group, and over on the couch, it's Ben and Trixie and me and Kennedy and Bibi Zahara Benet. And we're sitting there and we say, all right. And Kennedy looks around the group and she goes, all right. What y'all write? And so I said, I raised my hand. I said, hey, well, I love the bridge. This part number 4, I love the bridge. So I wrote a little, like a Nicki Minaj kind of rap to the bridge, you know? And so, thank you, baby. So I was like, wrote a part to the bridge, right? So I was like, great, I would love that part. And then BB says, excuse me. But I also wrote something for the bridge. Okay. So Kennedy says to her, well, what you write? And BB pulls out her little notepad. And you know BB, you know, the queen. Well, it is, it goes, rockety-ta-ti-ta-ta, yeah, a pussy beach, ooh la 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 la, c'est bon, adoko chocolata, yeah, you can take my snatch, drag it up, while it out, give me more, bring it to the ball. All of us. So Kennedy looks at her, she goes, Shangela, what you write? And I was like, you know, because I don't want to draw myself. No, and BB says, what? No, hold up. Because I am a songwriter, and everything that I write to people around the world always know the words of my song, everywhere I go. And we were like, oh, BB's going home. But the next day, you know, we let out the part. The next day, we get to the girl group challenge, and BB came firing out the back, and she was like, rockety-ta-ti-ta-ta, yeah, I'm pussy bitch, ooh la 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 la. And who would think she was right? People know the song. So, at the end of that challenge, BB and Ben were in the top. And Ben won the lip sync, so Ben had to send one of us home. Now, we felt like in that episode, the rules were that no matter how well we did as a team, the 5 of us, someone from our group had to be eliminated, and someone from the eliminated queens had to return. And personally, I just didn't think that was fair. I was like, if we ranked like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 should go home. But those were the rules. So we were like, okay. Me and Trixie and Kennedy line up, and we're holding hands, and we're like, oh, this sucks. But, you know, we were like, no matter what, we worked hard, we got this far, just keep your head up, keep your head up. And so, honestly, that's what I'm saying in my head. I didn't even hear most of Ben's speech, but then all of a sudden I heard Ben say, I'm going home. And I was like, what? And you know, I love Ben, I like Ben a lot, and I was like, you know, part of me wanted to be like in Hunger Games and step on and be like, no, I volunteer as tribute. And then I remembered that I wanted to win. Oh, bye, bitch. So anyhow, she was gone, Morgan and Michaels came back, and we went on to episode number 7, everybody. Yes. Now, episode 7, Morgan McMichaels came back. It was an acting challenge, okay? It was an acting challenge, as you can see, yes. Morgan came back, you saw it. You know, Morgan McMichaels I love. She's a very talented diva. She works in, you know, cities all around the world, especially all around California, up and down 7, 8, 12 nights a week, honey. She be working, okay? Love her, love her. Her as an actress as the beige swan. Well, you saw it. She came, she quacked, she went back home, okay? But you know what? When she did that, we went on to episode number 8, the finale, everybody. I made it to the finale. Yes. Oh, I was so excited. Remember, I've been a Drag Race 1,262 times, never made it to a finale before. I was so thrilled. And then when I found out that we were gonna be writing, recording, and performing to RuPaul's original song, Kitty Girl, I was like, yes! I saved a Beyonce wig in the bag just for this moment, okay? And so, we got ready to do the verse, and I was ready. I had written me a verse, I was ready. And now, you guys may have seen the music video before. Make some noise if you've seen Kitty Girl music video. Good, but you might not know the never before told behind the scenes of the making of the Kitty Girl music video. Would you like to hear it tonight? Good, well here it is then, the never before told behind the scenes of the making of Kitty Girl. Wait, pause, wait. I forgot something. I forgot to tell you something. Okay, when we got ready to do this music video, right? Everyone's all ready, well, you know, we're all dolled up. And this, okay, is the episode when we're gonna do the video. So everyone's thrilled about it. And they said, we have an idea. You know, producers, you know, creative, crafty. Shake. Oh, you're quick, I like you. So they're like, we wanna start the beginning with Kennedy in the back of a moving truck. Okay, well, you know, I love that idea because I've always been somebody who loves to pop out of things. So I'm like, that sounds good, girl, go for it. So they load Kennedy into the back of the truck along with 4 dancers and, you know, the moving men costumes. And they're back there and we're getting ready to start. Now I'm next, so I'm closest to Kennedy next, you know, so I'm number 2. Kennedy's there and then RuPaul's ready and RuPaul says, okay, and before he says action, he goes, oh, I forgot something, and walks off, you know. And all the people with the string. And so, you know, when RuPaul walks, so everybody in production walks. So they all leave. So I'm standing there and I'm practicing, you know, step aside and back again, pay my dues, hallelujah. Okay. So I'm practicing, I'm running it in my head, and about 10 minutes later I hear, hey. Open up this damn door, hell, it's hot in here. They have forgotten Kennedy in the back of the truck. So somebody runs, opens the truck, poor Kennedy, she had a little wig on, it was soaking wet, you know. Honey, that wig was wetter than Latrice Royale's forehead after a dance number, it was wet. So she's like, and they forgot it, but they were like, you okay, we gotta go. RuPaul comes back, they dried her off, put the lid down, and we started the video. Hit it!
Know you're sexy and keep slaying the game. Make the world remember your name. Feel your puss down deep in your soul. Let your body lose control.
Pause. I forgot something else. I forgot to tell you that the finale episode was also the episode that we saw the return of the eliminated queens again. And when we found out they were coming back, you know, I was like, oh no. I thought if they have anything to do with who's gonna go on to the very finale, if they have any vote or any say, I'm not winning. And I knew that because, you know, in All-Stars, it's not like regular Drag Race. In All-Stars, if you win, if you do well, you have to send people home. And, you know, I'm a winning diva. I had won 3 times. There were 6 people. 3 of them I had sent home. Now, thank you, baby. I'm not a very good math major, but that's half the jury, okay? 50%, which means I'm probably not gonna get those votes. And then of the other remaining 3, 2 of them felt that they should be there instead of the rest of us, and 1 had just sent herself home 2 episodes ago, only to have to wait in the hotel and come back to vote on some other bitch to win, okay? She was not happy. So, we're like, oh no. And then BB was like, no. They are not going to be doing the voting. They are going to be our backup dancers. But I was right, they did come back and do some of the voting, you'll see. But BB was also right, because on the day that we shot the video, they had the eliminated queens come back in full drag to stand in the background. Now, one thing you don't want to do to a queen is put her in the background. So as you can see, they weren't happy about standing there for 6 hours. If you look here, you see Aja in the back there. She has devil horns on. Yeah, she did not start the day with those, no. They just grew. And then Morgan McMichael's over here in the edge, in the gold, you'll see. They told her, you in the gold. Oh, she loved being called you in the gold. You in the gold. When a certain part comes on in the song, we want you to walk up these 7 steps and do this move right here. Over and over. And you can only imagine how she felt when she saw that she wasn't even in the frame the whole time. You'll see. Hit it!
Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your twirl in the disco heat. You're the boogie body rockin' queen.
Pause! You know, people ask me all the time, Shangela, do you want to just forget about All Stars 3 because of how it ended? Do you want to forget? I say no, because you know, I have to understand, looking back at season 2 where I started, you know, Dream, no makeup, you saw it, okay? To this point, I felt like, you know what, this is what I waited my entire drag career with Drag Race to do. I waited for this moment right here. So I was so ready. When they said, you want to come out on this box? I said, a box? I'm Shangela. Of course I do. And baby, we did that. Hit it!
Step aside, I'm back again. So hyped, so lit, adrenaline. I'm Shangela. Say what? Started as a baby, now I'm all grown up. Gonna take this verse just to let you know. Never listen to the haters, be a pro. Cause I worked my way, paid my dues, now I got the whole world screaming hallelujah.
Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your twirl in the disco heat. You're the boogie body rockin' queen.
Pause! Thank you. Thank you so much. So I was really excited, but then when I finished my part, you know, we have more of the song to do, but I had a moment to breathe. So I'm like, yeah, kill that, yeah. Who's next? BB. Is she sitting at a sewing machine? She can't sew? But I really like her verse, and I love her. Hit it!
Mirror, mirror on the wall, I'm the fiercest of them all. Face with face, body and all. Another day, another slay. Meow, meow, savage beauty, stepping out on a mission. Get fierce, stay ready. The OG's back for another.
Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your twirl in the disco heat. You're the boogie body rockin' queen.
Pause! Thank you. Why don't y'all clap? That's Trixie Mattel. Y'all can clap for her. You know, people always say like, Shangela, do you and Trixie, you know, not get along? Do you guys hate each other? What's going on because, you know, how the things ended? And I'm like, no. You know, she's a homegirl of mine. She's a great friend. She worked really hard. I think that every single one of the divas in the top 4 worked so hard to get there. And look, we didn't get to even vote for each other. She has said it. She could have voted. She would have voted for me. And I totally would have voted for her. I love her, and I love that she's a current reigning queen. Y'all give it up for Trixie Mattel. Yes. Now, when I saw her, I was like, okay, so she bringing pink and purple today. She got a new thing, okay? Then I saw she had a baseball bat, and I was like, she gonna be beating bitches? What's going on? But you'll see how it goes. When I heard her verse, I was touched. You'll find out why. Hit it!
Step into the plate, I'm Trixie Mattel. Got my name in the game, better learn it well. Cause I'm the MVP, had enough to back. And I'll go to third base, but I'd never tell that. I got bleached in the blonde like Pamela. And I'm stepping out the box like Shangela. I got long, thick legs, a tarantula. And if you call me kitty girl, I can handle you.
Hey, kitty girl, it's your world. When you walk the street, step into the beat. Hey, kitty girl, get your twirl in the disco heat. You're the boogie body rockin' queen.
So give it up for the judges, everybody! Ooh, boxes, I love that! Pause! Sometimes I just get lucky, what can I say? I love her. It's one hell of a contour, ain't it? So during this, up until this part, you've seen each of the girls, doing our own part, and we're being fabulous. Now, until now, because our producers, producers, creative, crafty. Ooh, I love you, Hamilton. See, the producers decided, what's a good idea? There are about 12 seconds of instrumental here, okay? And in these 12 seconds, what we would like for you ladies to do in your heels and looks would be to get yourself from this part of the stage here over to the main stage, okay? From this part of the studio over to the main stage. Now, of course, it looks like just around the corner. But truly, it is about as far right here to the main stage, about as far as it is from this part right here all the way to Philadelphia, okay? So up until this part, you say, now, no. We're no longer queens. We are men running, okay? We are men running. And they were like, along the way, you'll see some of the eliminated queens. Feel free to give them a high five. Yeah, I think we all just accidentally slapped the shit out of Thorgy. Sorry, girl. You'll see, girl, we look like we running. We look like we're running for the Dallas Cowboys. Hit it! Run! Look at that, dang, nothing dainty. Run, bitch, run! Woo, woo. And here we go, hey!
Get it, hey, get it, hey, get it.
Pause. You know what's coming. I forgot one more thing. You see, during the rehearsal, we're learning with Todrick again, and they come in and they're like, oh, by the way, divas, you're gonna be dancing with these boys. And we were like, ooh, boys. Because we had been on lockdown, all right? When you go to Drag Race and you're a contestant, they lock you down in the hotel room, okay? When you finish filming every day, you go back to the hotel, you're in a room by yourself, they've taken your phone, they take your computer, they take your iPad, they take any access you have to the outside world. They lock you in your room, and then they take duct tape, and they tape the doors shut to make sure that, you don't, in the middle of the night, just don't open the door to see if life is left on Earth, No men are even allowed to work at the hotel when we are there. Thank you, Willem and Pearl. But anyhow, So we saw the boys, we're like, yay, boys. So they said there's this one part that you're gonna do where your gentleman partner is gonna roll you out, very Dancing with the Stars, roll you out, roll you in, and then just dip you back. And Todrick says you're gonna roll out, roll in, and kick your leg up. It's real easy. Roll out, roll in, kick your leg up. Done. And everybody's like, okay, everybody except for BB. BB says to Todrick, excuse me, Todrick, I don't think that I'm going to be able to do it. And Todrick says, well, why not, BB? What's the problem? And BB says to him, BB says to him, I am afraid of heights. What? Now, mind you, I'm laughing because, BB in drag is about 6'5". Her partner, Henrique, was about 5'9". Trust me, there ain't no height this man is taking you to that you ain't been before, okay, bitch? So Todrick says to her, BB, do you think you can try? She goes, out of respect for Dela, she says, okay, I would try. And she did. Hit it! ladies and gentlemen, is all I remember from All Stars Season 3. Thank you. I must have blocked the rest out with a record. Truly, I did. No, you know, when we got to the very finale, when we got to the very final moments, I really thought after that performance, after having the best track record on the show that season, after making some strong alliances and everyone that I had once saved was in the top 4, and I played a fair game, I thought, I'm gonna make it to the top 2. Even with the jury, I thought, maybe. But in the end, when the girls did not vote me to go from the top 4 to the top 2, for whatever reason, you know, it hurt. I was a little devastated. I know that some of my fans were devastated. But what I learned in that moment, and trust me, the song was Wrecking Ball, okay? I'm a drag queen that does death drops. I know something about wrecking balls, okay? I was ready to wear the number out. But when I didn't get voted to go on to the top 2, in the moment, I was sad. But what I learned is that in life, even when people don't support you always, if they don't always lift you up, if you have a dream and maybe no one else believes in your dream, but if you believe in yourself, you can always be a winner, okay? And in that moment, you know, I didn't win All-Star Season 3. However, because of my fans, because of people who love and support me, because I love and support also myself, I kept going. I kept pushing. And because of that, just this last year, I finished a 184-city tour around the world, it is the largest single queen drag tour from any drag queen from RuPaul's Drag Race ever, okay? I was able to put out some new music. I did a song with my friend Rupaul called Doll Hairs. I had a new song called Pay Me. I was all over Netflix with Hurricane Bianca 1, Hurricane Bianca 2, the voice of an animated character in a show called Super Drags. Oh, and I'm in a little movie with Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper called A Star Is Born. This year we kept it going. I'm so thrilled. You know, I was able to go to the Golden Globes and to the SAG Awards. I was the first drag queen to ever walk the red carpet at the Oscars in drag in history. And there's more to come. So I say all that to say to all of you who have been with me, and you too, baby, everyone who's been with me on this journey from season 2 to now, thank you. I love you, and I hope to always make you proud. Hallelujah! 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 Ooh, y'all not ready for this? It's lovely, girl. Extravaganza. Baby, this is a Ryan Scott production.